Well, hello and welcome to a late night Tuesday Dominion daily playthrough, I guess. It is Tuesday, so we only have one expansion, and expansion happens to be Menagerie. And with Menagerie, we have no ways, but two events costing two each, and a bunch of powerful cards. So quite the interesting kingdom. You can see it right here. Wait, let me remove myself from the screen. We have, yeah, some powerful villages and village green, and Hostelry can also speed you up a bit, get you cycling, Sanctuary for thinning. Then Mastermind is also a strong village, and Sheepdog, Paddock, Cavalry, all of the good stuff for draw. And yeah, let's look at the events also. Toil lets us play action cards from our hand for 2 money, essentially. And Pursue lets us reveal the top 4 cards from our deck. And yeah, that's essentially it. And looking at this kingdom, we see that everything we would ever want for an engine is there. So the goal will be to do some mastermind stuff to get us at least a mastermind sandwich in play, maybe even more than 2 masterminds per turn, or hopefully more than 2 masterminds per turn. Masterminds and Kiln have an interesting interaction. If you play a Kiln at the beginning of your turn using Mastermind, you will gain 2 Kilns and a copy of the next action you will play. So that's something to keep in mind, because Kiln usually is a rather awkward gainer because it needs draw and it needs actions. And here, since there is some thinning and sanctuary, since there is lots of draw and lots of actions, Kiln actually becomes quite viable. And actually, so much so that I found a very nice find to win situation in an earlier playthrough. So I played through this earlier already, which I have recorded and will append to this video. But yeah, for now, let's look at the kingdom plot very quickly. As I said, we have a very nice engine-looking kingdom with lots of village and gains. There are some attacks in Cardinal. Cardinal can be somewhat annoying, especially in the early game if it hits your key cards, but also in the early game can just cycle through your bad stuff, and then it's kind of not that impactful. So you usually wouldn't want to go for Cardinal, but can have nasty high rolls, I guess. Um, and yeah, the goal is going to be, as I said, get some masterminds, sanctuaries, cavalries, sheepdogs, and then later on kilns to get the game train going. And we'll just see where this leads us. For the openings, however, let's look at the opening thingy I prepared. I think the 3-4 might be the best opening, although I'm not super sure. Like on my first playthrough, I did a 12 turner where everything worked out perfectly. At the 3-4, I bought cavalry turn 2, and it drew 2 estates off the top, which is optimal, I'd say. However, if you then just draw the cavalry, you can already put horses into the shuffle. If you draw just 1 copper, then, well, you skip the turn, and the next turn you hit 4 again, which is also fine. The goal is just to get a sanctuary as soon as possible. And for the 5-2, you can do this in a very nice way by opening sanctuary and then pursuing the sanctuary, already top decking it. And yeah, I don't know. The 2-5 seems to be the worst split here, although it's still quite alright, I'd say. Like, you can, if you don't find the sanctuary turn 3, then you can still pursue, probably, or if you hit 4, you can go for hostelry, whatever. So everything looks kind of nice. Since we have the 3-4, we just go for silver and cavalry. Note that cavalry and sheepdog kind of synergize, as you can play sheepdogs whenever you either buy a cavalry or when you play a cavalry and gain those two horses. Yeah, what else? What else? Cardinal and Village Green have kind of an interesting synergy, I guess, or counter, where if your opponent exiles your Village Greens, you will be able to just discard them, and when you gain the next Village Green and play it for free. This might actually also come up with Sanctuary by exiling a Village Green and gaining another one, but hopefully we won't be that short on actions. And also notably, Pursue can discard village greens you just gained, and you can set them up for the next turn sometimes. So let's start this game. Let's, as I said, open silver and cavalry. Just cavalry is a good card for our deck. So yeah, we do hit 3 here, and we will hit 3 on the next turn again. So we can either opt to trigger this shuffle by just pursuing the cavalry, or just buy 2 sheepdogs here. I think I like buying 2 sheepdogs. Of course, we only hit 2 here, but here we can now pursue a couple of horses, and yeah, just trigger this nice shuffle. Of course, this was not optimal in that it discarded our silver. But we do hit 5 here. We could toil this cavalry, but I think let's get the sanctuary in the deck first. And now already we can go for a Mastermind. Now this is a somewhat nasty draw. If we draw the sanctuary, we will just toil it, I think. If we don't draw either the sanctuary nor the cavalry, just buy a village, and in that case, since we didn't have any spare coppers, we just go for a village green. And here we can play this sheepdog. Pursue, I guess. What can we pursue in there? There's the Mastermind, which we want to play next turn if possible. There's the village green, which we don't want to pursue. So we just go for pursue Mastermind, clearing 4 coppers, and yeah, we have the village green on top. That was actually quite nice. However, we are not moving as quickly as I would like to here. But that's such as life. You can't always have the perfect draws. And here, I think we need to add a second Mastermind. There's a bit of good stuff there. So it would be nice if next turn we could also hit Mastermind again. And yeah, exactly. Here we can just triple play the cavalry to get 6 horses in our deck, draw with the sheepdog for free, and then trigger the shuffle using the sanctuary. And maybe we draw a horse, amazing. So yeah, we could set up this village green for next turn, but I would like to find our Mastermind. So let's see. Yeah, let's buy a cavalry here. Just go into this shuffle a bit more. And yeah, we hit 3 here. Those last 2 cards are probably 2 coppers. So we do want to draw them, I guess. Or do we want to keep 1 more horse in the shuffle? Yeah, let's draw them. And also, we might as well draw the cavalry and play it. Yeah, there's a question now of whether we want to be greedy and add a kiln already. I think our deck is not quite there yet. So I think what we do is we pursue a horse and just buy a sheepdog. Just to make sure that we kick off next turn. It's a bit on the slow side, but I really want to ensure that we keep going here. And we can do the crazy kiln stuff at later turns. The AI also does well here. it did find the Mastermind with the Sanctuary, exiling lots of cards. We only have exiled 2 estates, while the AI has exiled lots more and has this Paddock stuff going on. However, I'm not yet that scared of AI, just because, I mean, this is looking rather scary, just because it doesn't do the Kiln stuff here in this kingdom. And the Kiln stuff is amazing as soon as it gets going. So yeah, so we can draw here. I guess let's draw with his horse just to make it more likely we find our other sheepdog. Exile his last estate. Play this sheepdog. Now those last 2 cards are probably sheepdog and Mastermind. So we definitely want to draw into that. Otherwise, I would have said, okay, we leave them there. And yeah, so we do not draw the sheepdog, unfortunately. But what we could do here now is we could buy a Kiln and then a Cavalry. Actually, let's do that. But let's not play the Mastermind just yet. But rather get this Kiln into the shuffle. Gain this Cavalry, and we can immediately play the Sheepdog off of this. And now it's again unfortunate that the Kiln is the bottom card, but oh well. And here we can actually get a second Mastermind into play. We kind of sacrifice our all of our horses for this, but using Pursue, we can top deck the horses once again. So I think that should be alright. And now we have 2 Masterminds in play instead of just 1, which should give us a boost. Like, I could have also toiled the other cavalry there, but just ensuring that these 2 horses are on top felt like the safer way to go. And you will see, I mean, it's turn 10. AI has a really nice Paddock, Sanctuary, whatever Mastermind engine going there. Now it's adding Cardinal. But we have the advantage of having the Kiln. And this will allow us, well, we triple play this horse again, I guess. This will again allow us to gain another Mastermind here. Or actually, do we want to add yet another Kiln? I think we do. So we play all of the coppers except for, well, there's Copper Sanctuary on top. And, no, we don't have the extra buy yet. So I guess we gotta draw into that. That's a bit unfortunate, but it's fine. We can just play this cavalry, draw into those cards. Do not play the second sheepdog yet. Play the sanctuary, exile a copper, and our actions. We have a lot of actions here, and now we cannot exile this copper, I guess. We could exile the village green if we were to gain another village green this turn. I don't think we are, so let's just keep it at that for now. End our actions by Kiln and then Cavalry. We do not need to draw here. And let's not play this Sheepdog, because we can first play Kiln, gain a copy of Kiln, which I guess we can draw already. Now we can gain a copy of Mastermind, draw into this. I should have played the village green there, that was stupid. But I can still play the village green now. Play this Mastermind, and yeah, here now we have 3 Masterminds in play. I think we just toil this cavalry, these cavalries probably, and pursue horses, and now we have a really nice shuffle going. And even if AI were to play its Cardinal now, we will just exile a horse, exactly. I did exile a horse, right? Yeah, yeah. And we don't care about exiling horses at all, as we will just get them back into the shuffle using the cavalries. And yeah, as I said, AI's deck looks quite nice here, but it does not do any of the crazy Mastermind Kiln stuff. So while we wait for it to finish, yeah, we can contemplate whether we will manage to win on this turn 12. It would actually be a bit surprising to me, because um, do we just draw here, or do we kill and kiln? Kilning Kiln would mean that we gain 2 kilns, and then what? I think I like the actions and the draw we get from playing all of those horses. We can still kill Kilns. One of our Kilns is in the discard. Yeah, I think I like that we can kill all of those Kilns, not play any of those Sheepdogs yet. Decline. Interestingly, if you react the Sheepdog to a Kiln gain, even if you play another Kiln, it does not gain yet another Sheepdog, as you haven't resolved playing the Kiln yet, because you first gain this other different card before playing that Kiln. So now, what do we actually do here? I think we just gain a Mastermind. There probably could be a win here already, but it seems a bit far-fetched. And in any case, if there was a win, it would be somehow on Kilns and Masterminds, I guess. But it seems a bit far-fetched in that, yeah, there are still so many Kilns and Masterminds in the pile. So I think we just draw a bit here. Play this Sanctuary. Let's not exile anything, but rather just play everything we have here. We can gain a copy, decline that, gain another Mastermind, and now draw those 2. Finally, we kill for another Mastermind. We play this, play 2 more Masterminds, and toil a bunch of cavalries. Amazing. And as you see, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Masterminds in play. And we can once again top deck 9 horses, so that looks really enticing. We could also go back to our our action phase and do more killing stuff, I guess, to min-max here, but I think I just like pursuing horse one last time and buy province, and why not a snowy village just for good measure. Though those extra actions might be really nice, but also note that on this perhaps last turn, this 13th turn, we won't need to play any of the masterminds anymore. So we will have more actions. Well, we probably will play one of the masterminds after Kiln, just to gain one. But yeah, this will be quite nice. And AI seems to have gotten stuck somewhat with Pursue. What does it do there? It names Paddock. Okay. Yeah, let's just play those masterminds. Yeah, we can just go all out with the horses. So this is we've played 3. Let's do the 4th one. Hopefully we find a Kiln. Yeah, and we can gain copies of Kilns. And here now we resolve this Sheepdog while gaining the Kiln, and notably not gaining another Sheepdog, rather another copy of Kiln. Yeah, let's empty those Kilns. Nice, let's empty Masterminds. And now we can also get extra buys by killing cavalries. Yeah, that looks nice. Get react as Sheepdog. Just kill more cavalries. Also, I guess think about killing paddocks or whatever, but really this just works. It's insane, actually, how well this deck is functioning. Yeah, and now this is what I was talking about. Here, I guess to now I failed, of course, a bit to go back to our buy phase after gaining a few coppers by gaining this last cavalry and drawing there. But well, we've won anyways. I guess we can play this snowy village to gain us another sanctuary. Let's first draw into all of those into this shuffle. Play this kiln for another sanctuary. Exile a province, just to have more buys even. Gain yet another one, and decline, and now, well, we have 33. It's enough for 4 provinces, and we've piled out Kiln Mastermind Cavalry in 13 turns. As I said, this is possible even quicker if you get going a bit faster. But really, if you just go for this Kiln Mastermind these Kiln Mastermind shenanigans, you will overtake an AI that on first glance looked a bit scary. Like it looked like it was doing pretty well. It had all 4 of its coppers exiled, 3 of its estates. So yeah, I don't know. Looked like it was going nicely, but then this Cardinal is a bit questionable. And the absence of more masterminds is questionable, and also, of course, the absence of kilns. Yeah, I think Kiln is just a card the AI has found to be weak and therefore completely ignores in whatever it does. So sometimes it is viable, and sometimes it is even super strong, like here. Anyways, now let me just prepare the. So I have 2 more treats for you. I have first the collage by Pianist I would like to showcase again, and then afterwards I would like to show you a playthrough of a find the win situation in this very kingdom, and there you can try to find it yourself, or I will also guide you through it. But for now, let me prepare the collage thing, which I have just done while pausing the recording. So here's the collage, and let me get the kingdom. Can you find 8 different artworks from this very daily kingdom in this collage? Stop the video now, search for them, and now I will again show the kingdom, and we'll go through it with my poor man's cursor. We have, oh, whoops, I didn't mean to catch that, but rather this. We have in the background, this sky is the sky of Paddock, which actually I didn't find on the first try because I was confused by this bird here. I think this is an artifact from the village green artwork. Then we have cavalry. The guys, well, you can't see them right now, but this is that guy in the background. And also very sneakily, we have the hostelry added in there with the buildings of Village Green. Then, of course, there's Mastermind wearing a copy of the head of the Cardinal. And we have Sheepdog. And then the last detail that's kind of hard to find is this squirrel in the background, which is the squirrel we can see to the left over here in Pursue. So yeah, that's the collage. And now I will already say goodbye, but you will see an earlier version of myself commentating over a find the win situation. So bear with me just a sec. I will be right. I will play the video right there. Okay, I've just set it up, and it is super wonky. I'm very sorry for this kind of um, manual cutting of the video. It's just that I don't yet have a good video cutting software, so I'm doing everything through through OBS recordings. Yeah, you can see already in the background here that I've set up the video, and I will now, yeah, then there you can see my past self commentating. I hope you will be able to hear me well and enjoy this find the win situation that's already on the screen. Yeah, all right. I'm out now, and I will leave you with my former self. Well, I'm recording this now earlier than the actual daily, as this is a find the win situation I stumbled upon when trying out this kingdom before. Yeah, can you find the win over here? We have 4 actions remaining, 12 coins. We have two buys currently, and there are 2 kilns left, 3 masterminds, 3 cavalries, and everything else is pretty rough. Both the AI and ourselves, we have 3 victory points, so we will need to gain at least an estate or probably a duchy. And yeah, I will now. Well, you may now pause the video and try to find the win here. The last card in the deck is a horse, or actually we can also even play the sanctuary already. There's no trickery going on with that. I guess that makes it a bit easier. But yeah, can you find the win from this position? I will now go through a solution. There are multiple solutions. The one I first had is a bit more complicated. I posted it on the Discord, and actually there's also yeah, an even nicer solution than what I found. But yeah, the idea is to abuse Kiln and cavalries and even Toil to gain the last remaining cards. And one thing we need to focus on is to always kill the 5 cost cards, because if we kill cavalries, we won't have the money for an estate. And also, yeah, we will need to kind of be cognizant of the action situation. But yeah, for now, we can just kill the kiln, gain a copy here. We can end our actions now to draw it back towards this kiln by buying a cavalry. Note that we cannot just play our treasures just yet, as we don't want the kiln ability to gain us this kind of stuff. So we just buy a cavalry here, play the next kiln, gain this. Now we can do the same thing again. So we draw into this other kiln, play this kiln. Yeah, oh no, of course we do want to play the Mastermind here to gain a copy of the Mastermind. And now we can also play everything else, and now it's pretty self-explanatory, and we can just toil this Mastermind. Essentially toiling the kiln is for free because we get 2 money into buyback. And toiling the Mastermind is essentially buying or gaining a Mastermind for 2 money. And this allows us then to go for Mastermind and Cavalry. Could even buy a copper with that, but we will barely only hit 4 anyways with 1 buy, or we will hit 2 buys and only 3. But this is enough to get this estate. And yeah, I hope this was still interesting. I like I like these kind of find a win situations from time to time, and hope you enjoyed this as well. And yeah, with that, I would like to end this video as a whole, and I will try to catch you in the next one. And until then, goodbye.